Hello, Hitless Gaming here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about multi-boxing and playing many accounts of EVE Online at one time using a tool called EveO Preview. I'm going to kind of go over the tool, its features, and what I've learned about it in my short experience with it, as I have been trying to find different ways to multi-box and make it more approachable for the average player or somebody who doesn't have a monitor set up like myself. And I also had to solve a streaming issue, which this program was the answer to. So I want to show you guys this just a little bit and show you a few features. Here's my new stream layout. It's a little bit different than what I had. My monitor looks like this, where it has the white bar on the top and the bottom. And I needed to find a way to actually screen capture. And when I do it like this, and as shown in the video of my last video where there was a lot of stuttering and hiccuping, when I play a fight on this character and then I go over to this character, I select another character, it makes the stream really uneasy and it makes the stream not work well when I start tabbing between accounts really quickly. So having a proper capture that doesn't utilize just pulling the game, but pulls the screen instead of the game, makes the streaming better. And to do that properly, I needed to resize the windows and make everything work right. The answer was so simply EveO Preview. And so we ended up with a new stream layout showing the EveO Preview and basically multi-boxing all the accounts right at once, and I don't have to press a key on my stream deck every time I switch a character. It brings the character up front so that you guys can see what I'm doing, what I'm actively doing. And this was spawned because I had to improvise, adapt, and improve the stream. So we ended up learning how to use EveO Preview. As you can see, I'm playing in full screen now, whereas before I used to window my accounts and then put one in each corner. You guys may have seen that in previous videos, how I used to multi-box when showing my monitor. But I've switched over to using EveO Preview, and it's really simple. Once set up properly, you can just tab between accounts, and then they're pulling up because they're all minimized. But once it's set up, you can just kind of switch between really easily. And then here in the corner, we have we have a preview of the screen. The preview of the screen for my setup is just big enough to kind of see what's going on the account. And like I said, we can just kind of undock a few here. We'll warp around for a minute, just kind of show you guys how. I'm sure with some hotkeys, and you can program in hotkeys. There's a thing to read to program in hotkeys. But you see my little train here is undocking. Just waiting for everybody to undock. And then we'll go ahead and we will warp to a gate. So we'll go to Mevs. I'll just go ahead and warp the fleet within 0. Again, it's already formed up. And then the whole fleet will go because, you know, it's a fleet warp. And then I can easily see what's going on each account and tab through them. This is the power of EveO Preview. I'm going to set this up for the stream as well. I got upgrades for all these rattlesnakes. I'm super excited about it. But everybody got upgraded just a wee bit. And I need to unify everything so it's the same. So I want that there and that there. I'll go there. Oh, I just want all my buttons the same. But this is basically the power of it. I can quickly tab through accounts and figure out what I'm doing and where I'm doing it at. And then, actually, I want that. I want to make it F6. I want to make it on a hotkey, but I'm not sure. Might be Alt F1 might be good, so putting it here. I'm not sure. Anyways, the whole fleet landed. And then to go back, we'll just go to the Instadock location, stock fleet within 0. And then, so yeah, I'm flying all these ships myself. And it's an entire fleet. It's pretty nifty. Anyways, let's get into the settings and how they function. How this program works is you launch all of your clients in Eve in full screen. And then you launch the program. And the program will... it looks weird, but there's some settings here. Track client locations. I'm not sure exactly what that does. I haven't really done that. I think what it does is when you set up I have it set up so these are all the same on all my screens. You can actually make these so that each screen is a little different. So when you go to hate lists, like a hate list would be removed. And then you could hide the preview of the active client, so it'll hide the one that you're currently in. And again, you can do different setups. So that's the thing that you can do. I like having the preview of the active client up. We can go ahead and dock everybody up really quick. And then you can actually program in hotkeys as well to switch through. But I like it just grabbing the screen. All right, let's get into EveO Preview just a little bit more. I just minimized it, so it's in my taskbar. And then minimize inactive clients. So if you inactive it, if it's inactive, it'll actually minimize it rather than having it like just pulled to the front. It'll actually minimize the window. This saves a little bit of performance. And previews are always on top. You can uncheck and check that. What this does is if you bring another program down, I'll use Discord, for example, my Eve chat in Discord here. If you bring another program down on top of Eve, the previews will actually be on top of whatever program is there. So if you're on one monitor and you like want to be watching a movie while mining, you can see your little previews in the corner while mining, and then you'd be able to see them in all the situations. This client disconnected. That happens sometimes. Hide previews when Eve client is not active. That will make it so if you minimize all your Eve clients, it will hide the preview. And then unique layout for each Eve client. So that's kind of what I'm not sure exactly what track client locations means. And unique layout for each client means I know that unique layout makes it so that if I were to move this for a different client and like put them all in this corner for the golems and set up a different thing, and it'll basically make a duplicate file for each client. In the thumbnail tab, we have opacity, pretty self-explanatory. You can make it more transparent or less transparent. And then we have size. I'll remember that's 426, so we can go 480. And it'll resize all of the previews. And I have mine set. I looked up a bunch of 16:9 ratio numbers, and I found something that squeezed in and worked nice and tidy with my layout. So you can resize this to basically any size. You can even make it all the way up to like 1920 by 1080 and put one in each corner and do it that way if you really want to. And that makes it so that adjusts the size here, and it makes it really easy to I don't know, locate them, put them the size that you want. Pretty self-explanatory. The zoom function is interesting. I haven't really enjoyed it. I find it kind of frustrates me a little bit, but if you do the zoom function, it'll if you hover over it, it'll make that the one that you're hovering over big, and then you can change the anchor location. So it'll hover in the center or whatever you want it. So if you want top left, it'll do the top left. You see how that's kind of working. I don't like zoom too much, but you can make the zoom do a lot of things. You can make it all kinds of different shenanigans, but it basically multiplies the size of the monitor or the size of the preview, and then we'll splash it bigger. This is for if you have a really small thumbnail and you want to be able to see it by zooming in, whereas I can kind of see what's going on the client without the zoom in, so I don't like the zoom hover personally. Overlay is pretty self-explanatory. It's basically how these are displayed. You can make it so it highlights the active client and then change the color that the active client is highlighted. You can disable that so it won't show that ring color. The show frames will make it show the little window frames and allow you to move them around. If you unshow frames, you can't drag the client anywhere. But with frames drawn, you can drag the little preview around wherever you want it and set it up kind of how you want. I have mine set up just exactly how I want it. So I have them overlaying over their frames so that they line up nicely without the show frames. And show overlay, it tells you which account is which. So, and with it off, we don't have a name. With this on, we have a name showing which client it is. And then active clients, this will disable and enable these little windows. So if I wanted to disable Buck Warbash on this and Hateless, I could select Buck Warbash and Hateless, and it will hide those two clients and then only show these ones. So you can select which clients you want to be brought up and not brought up on the EveO Preview. And then About gives you more information and whatnot about it to look up more information. It's just the little About page for it. But yeah, that's EveO Preview. I found it incredibly useful and pretty flexible in what I want it to do. And it is a way to multi-box on one monitor, and I appreciate that because I got my entire top screen back, which to me is a big deal. And I have a lot more screen real estate to work with as a content creator. It's helpful, and it would be really helpful for those of you that aren't like me and have only one monitor or trying to multi-box with one monitor. It's really easy to set up. It's really easy to configure if you read the things. And I have really been enjoying EveO Preview. I didn't think I would when I first heard about it, and I am corrected on that. If you guys like this video and want to see more like it, setting things up and figuring things out, please let me know. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comments let me know kind of what you guys want and what you guys are thinking about the content. The likes help more people find the video, and the subscribes make it so that you find my next video when it goes live. So do the things, activate the metrics, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Fly fun, continue bringing each other up.